Hey guys, Nikki here. I know I haven't uploaded in a very long time. That's because I've been traveling, just been taking some time for me, but I am back and I just came back from Korea, which means I've got hotel reviews for you. I stayed at 4 different hotels while I was there, so I'm going to break this up into a bit of a 4-part series, and it's basically going to answer any questions that people may have about the hotels I stayed at, because I do know that some people were planning on going to Korea in the next few months and they wanted to know what my experiences were. So I figured, hey, why don't I help out more than just my circle of friends? I'll upload this to YouTube and see if I can help anyone else who may be considering staying at the hotels that I stayed at. So the first hotel is going to be the Gold Host Hotel in Incheon. This is probably going to be one of the shortest of the 4 reviews just because this was kind of like my transitional hotel. This is when I first landed in Incheon, and it was kind of like on my way to Seoul. So I did spend 2 nights there, but I couldn't really explore the hotel like I wanted to, or like I got to explore the other hotels. So this one's gonna be pretty short, but it's just like a bit of an overview as to like what I experienced, how great it was, how good it was, how bad it was. So follow me on my journey through this hotel reviewing series and we'll kind of see where it takes us. This hotel was pretty much like a boutique hotel. You go in, it's very quaint, it's quiet, the rooms are not too big, but it's still a lovely hotel generally. So I'll just kind of walk you through kind of what my process was. I landed, who knows what time I landed, because to get to the hotel itself, I had to travel from Incheon Airport all the way to Hogupo Station, which is kind of like in the south, oh god, never eat shredded wheat, in the southwest portion of Incheon. So this hotel was a bit of a challenge to get to, just because of kind of where it's situated. I can honestly tell you, you're not gonna get a hotel for such a great deal unless you stay kind of outside that Incheon downtown core. I was totally okay with the location, and it is right across the street from the transit station, so that actually worked really well. And it's very well connected. Their transit system's great over there. So yes, the hotel is far, but so are other hotels. So are hotels if you were to be going from Incheon Airport directly to Seoul, you'd still be traveling around the same amount of time that I did. So I didn't really think that was like a hindrance, but it's just something to kind of be aware of if you are booking hotels in Incheon. But like I said, it is right across the street from Hogupo Station. That's on the Incheon line, so it's very easy to access as long as you're willing to kind of take transit. And as a bonus, you can even do the bus route, or you can do strictly trains, or you can do trains and buses. It's completely up to you. But I did find that it was easy to access in that sense. It's just far because that's just how it is when you're trying to get off the island where the airport is into any of the airports that are not on the island. It's a given, just accept it. My hotel room was located on either the 10th, 11th, or 12th floor. I can't really remember because all the hotels that I stayed at were generally on the 10th, 11th, or 12th floor. I don't know why that worked out the way it is. Maybe it's just because of the means through I booked it, either like booking.com or like TripAdvisor or, you know, like Priceline. I think that's probably just how their system works. So yeah, it was on one of those 3 floors. And with this hotel, I was directly across from the elevator, so it did get pretty noisy, and I noticed that was something that happened with all the hotels that I stayed at. So it's just something to kind of think about if you're gonna book through a third-party site rather than the hotel site directly. Now, speaking of hotel website, I don't know if they actually had an official website, so when I did my booking, I kind of had to base everything on TripAdvisor reviews versus a site called goldcoast.click.incheonhotels.com. I'll probably leave like a link or something there just so we're on the same page here. And I had to go based on what they said they offered. It's pretty much your standard non-smoking rooms, rooms for disabled. They have an elevator, safety deposit box, Wi-Fi. I will point out the Wi-Fi was absolutely great. It was super quick, so that was awesome. And as far as I know, I'm pretty sure that the Wi-Fi, it's specialized to your room. So as soon as you check in, I think that's when they activate it. Don't quote me on that, but that's kind of what it seemed like. I could be totally wrong. Just because once you step out of your room, the Wi-Fi just cuts out. It's the strangest thing. But I really didn't have a reason to leave my room just because I was so jet lagged and I really only left my room to get some food. So it says that there's a leisure/TV room And that's actually something that I wish I knew before I checked into the hotel. Like I said, I do look at the list of amenities in advance, but I kind of filter through what I really need versus what I don't need. And for me, my biggest thing is as long as there's no smoking, I prefer no pets allowed. As long as there's clean, you know, there's a washroom in your room, it's not some like outhouse in the middle of nowhere. It's clean, it's, you know, you have air conditioning options. Just the basic things, that's usually what I'll look for. So now that I'm reading that there is a leisure slash TV room, I'm a little disappointed because I wish the front staff would have told me that. Yeah, that would have been nice to kind of meet some people or just, you know, relax outside my room, because pretty much what I did there is just I would go out, get some food, bring it back to my hotel, and just watch TV in my room. So it's a little disappointing, but you know, okay. Here's an interesting one, AM FM clock. I don't know if my room actually had one, because usually I like to set the alarms so I know kind of like what time zone I'm in, because me and concept of time are like, I don't have any whenever I travel. So that's interesting. It also says that there is a mini bar. The mini bar is not really what you think. It's more like a couple of bags of tea, a little bit of coffee. It's just very, very basic. It says soundproof rooms. That is false. Like I said, I was staying across from the elevator, so all you hear is the constant elevator traffic, and I'm pretty sure I heard people in the room next to me constantly talking, so I don't think soundproof rooms was a thing. Or maybe it's not as soundproof as they think it is, or maybe I just had really loud roommates or loud neighbors. Maybe that might have been it. So that one I can't really vouch for. One of the things was the location. Yes, I said it's far from the airport, but because it was located right across the street from a subway station, I felt like that personally wasn't an issue. Granted, I am from Toronto, I do use subway frequently, so I'm kind of used to having to rely on public transportation anyway. So I thought it was perfect that it was literally steps away from my hotel. Another thing was the beds. They were decent. It wasn't the greatest bed I slept on, and I'll get to that in future reviews of the other hotels I stayed at. But the bed was pretty good. I got a comfortable night's sleep. It definitely helped with a bit of the jet lag. I didn't feel like I was sleeping on, you know, a cement block, so that was good. I also liked the area. It felt safe. The whole of Korea honestly felt safe to me, but that's because I situate myself in places where I know it's going to be safe, or I can presume it's going to be safe. So I felt completely fine. The staff at the hotel were lovely. We did have a bit of a rocky check-in, which I'll get into in just a second. We did have a bit of a rocky check-in, but overall they were super pleasant. Anytime you'd walk out of the hotel or walk back into your room, they'd bow to you. It was so cute, and they'd say hello, and it was really nice. I did appreciate the staff. They were great. The check-in was a bit of a train wreck. Basically, to summarize what happened, their credit card system wouldn't accept my credit card, even though I checked before I left and I made sure that they accepted Visa, MasterCard, or whatever that third one that like no one uses, but for some reason it still exists. So yes, I have a MasterCard that I used, and when I gave it to the hotel staff, she said it was not accepted. So this made no sense to me, just because I cleared my credit card before I landed. So then they tried it again and again, still nothing. So I kind of had to ask them, like, what message are you getting? Is it saying just declined, or is it saying not accepted? Like, what's it saying? But because their English was just not great, I'll honestly admit that it was not great, and my Korean is not good enough to kind of ask what's going on, like what message are you getting? It was just that constant miscommunication because of the language barrier. So finally, we almost got to the point where I'd have to go to a bank and withdraw cash, but luckily I remembered I had my Visa debit card from another bank. We tried that and it went through perfectly. So that I ended up calling my bank for the MasterCard, and they told me that the problem was not with my card, it was with the check-in system. So just a future note, if you are going to be staying there, you need to make sure that if their system is capable of accepting PIN technology, so you have to enter in your passcode whenever you insert the credit card, and then they make you sign off on the credit card, it won't work. I hope that made sense. So basically, because mine was a chip credit card, but they made me sign for it, essentially it was declining my card because there was no password input into the system. So that's why it didn't go through. So that's just something to kind of think about. If you have a Visa debit card, that might be the better option if you are choosing to check in. So that's why I had to put that under the bad/ugly category, just because it did, honestly, it kind of ruined my experience for the first day of that hotel. And I'm sure it was frustrating for, both sides, the check-in staff and for myself. So that was that. Another bad thing is the showers. I've noticed that a lot of the hotels in Korea, they have kind of that half glass wall and then the rest is just like an open space into the washroom. There's no shower door, no shower curtain. This honestly wouldn't have been so bad if the hotel had kind of lowered the shower relative to the bathroom floor. And what I mean by that is you can literally walk into the shower. There's no step up or step down. So when you're taking a shower, water's already splashing everywhere because there's no shower curtain. But to make things worse, it's seeping over to where the toilet area is and where the sink area is. And I'm the kind of person where I need to take a long shower, especially after coming off that flight when I just felt so grimy. So to have to take a shower and then clean up the mess on the floor after that, it was just extremely stressful, and it just creates more work for the hotel cleaning staff. So I really didn't like that. And then the final thing is cleanliness. I do have to put this, I don't want to put this in the bad category. I think I'm going to put it in the ugly category, just because overall the room was very clean. The beds were great. The desk that, most hotel rooms have was great. Everything was really good. It's just, I don't like knowing that there's traces of a previous guest in my room. And when I looked at the little coffee tea stir sticks, it pretty much looked like someone had spilled coffee on it or spilled tea on it, or even worse, they used the stick to kind of stir their coffee/tea with. So I thought that was kind of gross. And it was really strange considering the rest of the hotel was pretty much spotless. So that's something I just really did not like. And I think that maybe the cleaning staff could just be a little bit more diligent for things like that. Just because, I'm really big on cleanliness when it comes to hotel rooms. So, yeah. I would say yes. I would cautiously say yes. Overall, my experience with this hotel was pretty average. I think it's the kind of hotel where you get what you pay for. It is a boutique hotel. The rooms are not going to be big by any means, but because I am a solo traveler, I'm completely okay with that. I would say it'd be enough for 2 people. If you're planning on doing 3 people and then one of you share a bed, it's probably not going to work out in your favor. You're going to be climbing on top of each other just to get to your stuff. But for me, it was totally fine. I really wish I could have explored the amenities more, but overall, I think it was a pretty nice hotel. The staff was lovely. The area was great. There's definitely a lot of places to eat around. And I mean, if you want to practice your Korean, there's not many people that speak English in that area, so that was pretty good for me, pretty eye-opening, and actually prepped me for my travels in Seoul, so that was good. So that is it. That's my review of Gold Coast Hotel in Incheon. Thanks for watching. Bye.